Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pickacard reading, we will find out what does he see in you that he does not see in other women. So this video is in collaboration with the lovely Scorpio Tarot. We've actually divided this reading amongst ourselves to give you a better perspective about what the person on your mind thinks about you internally versus kind of like an outward aspect of the whole thing. So the internal bit of it you will find on Scorpio Tarot. The link to that video is in the description. And on my channel, we'll discuss the outer aspect of this connection. So we'll take a look at what draws him to your energy or your appearance, your actions, habits, or gestures that make him feel seen or valued. How do you inspire or challenge him, and what he secretly admires or brags about you. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got 3 options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, we'll get your reading in a moment. Just so you know, this is just one half of your reading. The other half of the reading, where we're taking a deeper look at this connection, the internal insights of the connection. What is it about you that makes him see you in a different light than others? You'll find that video on Scorpio Tarot's channel. It is linked in my description box. Make sure to check that out. So in this reading on my channel, we'll take a look at what draws him to your energy or appearance, your actions, habits, or gestures that make him feel seen or valued. How do you inspire or challenge him, and what he secretly admires or brags about you. So let's begin. The cards that came out for you, group 1, are Manifestation, Luminosity, the World, and the Empress. So what draws him to your energy or appearance, group 1? I would say pretty much everything. You basically have the Empress come out for you over here. So literally there's nobody else compared to you, especially in terms of physical appearance, when it comes to this guy on your mind. For him, you are it. You are the benchmark. He has put you on a pedestal, that is for sure. Oh, there's something about your collarbones that is coming across very strongly. He absolutely loves the fact that you have very prominent collarbones. I feel like you have really beautiful eyes, like almond-shaped eyes that he really likes. Does not matter whether your hair are a shade of brown or black, or whether you've got ginger hair. He just loves it. He loves your hair, especially if they go down from your shoulders, like mid-size length or long hair, wavy or curly. I think you have rosebud lips, which he really likes. I also feel like you might be one of those people who have naturally tinted cheeks. Even if you're not applying any tint on your cheeks, they always stay a little pink, a little red, and he loves that. I can also see over here that your skin is very clear, your skin glows. So that is another thing that he really likes about the way that you look. And there's something about your overall demeanor, group 1, which is very calm. I feel like it takes a lot to rattle you. And the fact that when someone looks at you, you just seem very ethereal, I would say. You seem almost like the moon has descended on the earth. And like, I'm not even bragging. That's literally what the person on your mind thinks. That's how they feel. And I know we're taking a look at your energy and appearance in this section, but there's something about your voice that is also coming through, group 1. The way that you sound, not just your laughter, but like legit when you're talking or when you're singing, your voice is something that he really, really likes. I feel like when he looks at you, he gets this feeling that this is what I had always wanted. This is the kind of woman that I had always been manifesting for myself. And here she is. And there's something of kind of like an impossible element to this. Like, he'd never imagined that he'd actually get someone like you, but he did. It seems very real and yet like a dream at the same time. So imagine him looking at you and going, all, somebody pinch me. Because the minute she walks in front of me, it just feels like I'm dreaming. But is this real? That's how smitten he is. He likes your figure. That's one more thing. He likes your figure. He likes your hands, especially if you're someone who does a lot of hand gestures, like this when you're talking. That is something that he really likes about you. Yeah, curly hair are coming across very, very strongly over here. So give me a cheer in the comments if you have curly hair. Your energy is very encompassing. We have the energy of the world over here along with the Empress. It's almost as if when he's in front of you, when he's talking to you, he literally cannot think about anything or anybody else. He's so engrossed in that conversation. He's so into it, into you, that nothing and nobody can get him to snap out of that conversation. It would be akin to getting someone to literally, kind of like having to drag their feet from one place to the next just to take them away from you, because this guy, he cannot get enough of you, group one. He just can't. Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, he loves your breasts. Does not matter what cup size you are, girl. He loves them. Okay, now let's see, what are your actions, habits, or gestures that make him feel seen or valued? So for that, we have vanity, we have abundance, judgment, and King of Swords. You know how to tell people exactly what it is and how it is. You don't mince your words. You do not have a habit of sugarcoating. You might, and see, this is so amazing. We have the King of Swords right underneath the energy of the Empress. So yes, you might give off this energy of being delicate, of being soft, but that does not mean that anybody can take you for a ride. That is not how it works with you. It takes you literally seconds to show people their place. You are not the kind of person who's afraid to call a spade a spade. You'll go ahead and you will do just that. You have this, I won't exactly call it a compulsive habit, but yes, this is a habit of yours nonetheless, to not take shit. That in itself is a habit which this person really admires about you. There's something about you dressing up. The gestures that you make when you're dressing up, when you're sitting in front of the mirror, you know, your ornaments, your perfume, the way you take your time with it. There's no sense of urgency, there's no sense of rush. He likes watching you get dressed up, he likes watching you get ready. I don't think he's ever asked you to rush. I don't think he's ever asked you to hurry, because that process in itself is so enjoyable for him. It's like a visual treat for him to watch you get dressed up, get ready for an outing or something. There's another habit of yours. I won't exactly say that you're miserly, but yes, you are also not too materialistic. Like, you're not the kind of person who's always spending her money unnecessarily on things just because everybody has this, so I must buy this too. You're not that kind of a person. In fact, it's quite possible that 9 out of 10 times when you're hanging out, you are the one who asks him not to spend too much. And maybe you kind of give him a reality check about whatever it is that he just spent money on was absolutely unnecessary. He likes this about you. It makes him feel valued, and I'll tell you why that is. Because it gives him that reassurance that no matter how much money he has, no matter how successful it is, you're not with him for that. You're not with him for his money. You're not materialistic that way. You're with him for who he is, because of who he is. You couldn't care less whether he rolls up outside your house in a cycle or in a Mercedes. It is about how does he make you feel seen. It is about how does he make you feel cherished. That is what matters to you. With the King of Swords over here in Judgment, another way where he feels valued by you is when you don't doubt him when he expresses an opinion. Like how sometimes when someone says something, we can, out of habit, be very quick to cut that person short in the conversation and say, no, 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 actually, it's not like this, it's like this. But you never do that. When he's speaking, you let him talk, you let him finish. You value his opinion, you actually look forward to it. So that makes him feel important. That makes him feel like, yes, you see him as an equal, as an intellectual equal. You value his thoughts, you value his thought process. Another thing over here that makes him feel valued by you is that you don't bring up his past. Maybe he's been with other women before you, maybe you've been with other guys before him, but you're not the kind of person whose favorite pastime would just be to ask him about his exes, or oh, why did you guys break up? Do you still talk to her? Show me your phone and stuff like that. Which makes him feel like, you know, you don't question him, you don't doubt him, and you couldn't care less where he's come from. The only thing that matters to you is that in this moment he is with you, and that is all that you care about. And the fact that you express it by not acting suspicious, by not being clingy, by not asking too many questions about his past, that makes him feel valued, that makes him feel seen. Okay, now let's see, how do you inspire or challenge this guy? So for that, we have failure, friendship. You might be dealing with someone who has the same letters in his initials, first name and last name both begin with the same letter. We've got Three of Wands, and we have the Page of Wands. He learns a lot from you, Group 1. I can already see that. Firstly, the way that you inspire him is by observing how you interact with others in your community. How do you interact with your friends? You're with your friends through thick and thin. You are not the kind of person whose friendships are transactional. It's not like you'll be friends with the most successful person in your class and you won't even, look at the person who, let's say, is a backbencher or something. Just a stereotypical example. You're not like that. And this is something that he learns from you because you treat everybody in an equal manner. Friendship is what matters to you. Where is that person in their life? How much are they earning? What are they doing? Are they working for a big ticket company? Or is it just some corner shop that they're working at? It does not matter to you. It couldn't matter to you less. And so this inspires them to be as non-judgmental as you, to be as giving and as unconditional in their friendships like you are in your friendships. The other thing that this person has learned from you, I don't know whether they've ever confessed this to you, Group 1, or not. It's about how you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go on about your day as if nothing happened. You do not let challenges or setbacks hold you back for a really long time. You assess, definitely, you assess where you went wrong, what could you have done differently, but then you try to make the most of it. You see it as a stepping stone. You do not let that slip become a slide. So how do you deal with your failures and how you come out of them stronger is something that inspires this man a lot. One more thing that he finds very inspiring about you is that you don't draw comparisons between you and anybody else. You only focus on what's ahead of you. You don't look left and right to see who's catching up with you, who's ahead of you, who's behind you. It does not matter to you at all. And one more thing that he finds very inspiring about you is how when you have made up your mind to do something, to pursue something, you just go for it. At that time, you don't care about whether or not you fail. You at least try. You are not the kind of person who lives with regrets. And I think that this has inspired this man very greatly to also not live with regrets and to just try. What's the harm in trying? So he's learned that from you. Okay, now let's see, what is it about you that he secretly admires or brags about? So the cards that came out for it were Yin. Not even surprised, we did have the Empress for you earlier. We've got Imagine, Four of Wands, and we now have the Queen of Swords. All right. This is more about him bragging about you, honestly. He brags about you to his friends, he brags about you to his family, he brags about you basically to anybody who would stop and listen. That's how much this person is obsessed with you, Group 1. That's how differently he sees you from others. In fact, with the presence of the Empress and the Four of Wands, I don't think he really cares about any other woman at this point besides you. The energy, honestly, is all consuming. Like your energy, the way that interacts with his, it's very, very like all consuming, like I said. He brags about the way that you look, first and foremost. Like, did you see my girlfriend? Did you see this girl that I like? She is so pretty. She's so breathtaking. She smells so good. Something about your hair smelling good is also coming across. I'm not sure why he talks about your hair smelling good, but he does. One more thing, if you guys use a lot of rose perfume, then that is one more thing that he brags about or talks about a lot. Like, she smells like roses. You guys, I'm not even making this up. She smells so good. I love hugging her. I love embracing her. He talks about your intellectual prowess as well. In fact, he brags about it. Do you know how intelligent she is? Do you know how much her IQ is? Do you know she solves everyday problems like this? Do you know how easy it is for her to do mental math? Do you know she's getting a PhD in mathematics? Whatever it might be. Take it how it resonates. But he brags about your brains, girl. He does. For him, group one, you are the perfect combination of beauty with brains. And so, of course, he brags about both those components in equal measure. There's one more interesting message that is coming up. This is neither about what he admires nor about what he brags about, but just something that he tells those who are close to him, that he plans on marrying you, that he plans on settling down with you. He can see a long-term, stable, solid future with you and you alone. So that is what he talks about. When you are showing people their place, when you are giving somebody a reality check, when you are taking a stand for yourself, or when you are speaking up on behalf of somebody else, the way your energy changes, the way your tone shifts, the way you take hold of, or like you start commanding the air, the energy of the room, that is another thing that he brags about. Like, she's so badass. That is what I'm hearing, that he brags about you being very, very badass. So, such a powerful combination over here, with yin being all this delicate feminine energy, and then this Queen of Swords energy of, you don't fuck with me. So he brags about both those things. Also, what he admires about you secretly, but he hasn't really told that to you just yet, is how much he admires the fact that you have a future focused thinking. Even the minute decisions that you take today, you think 10 steps ahead and then you make any decision. So yes, you're rooted in the present, you're living in the present, but it's not like you're absolutely unbothered about the future implications of your actions. And so that is something that he finds very admirable about you. How are you able to balance this out? How are you able to strike this fine balance between your present actions and their future consequences? Like, most people wouldn't even bother about those things. Most people wouldn't even dare to do the things that you've done. That's another message. You are a risk taker. Your thought process is very different from others. You're not very conventional. Like, you cannot be put in a box. I'm not saying that you are very outlandish or very different from others, but according to him, you guys, your way of thinking, your intellect, like I said, how you go about things, it's refreshingly different from whatever it is that he's witnessed with any other women that he might have been with or interacted with up to this point. All right, group one. So these are all the messages that I have for you to find out about the inner aspects of this connection and what sets you apart from other women in his eyes. Make sure to check out the video on Scorpio Tarot's channel linked in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group two. If you guys chose the second image, let's find out about the outer aspect of this connection. What is it that sets you apart in his eyes from other women? If you want to find out about the internal aspects of this connection, I highly recommend you check out the video on Scorpio Tarot's channel. We've actually made this video in collaboration. You'll find the link to her video in the description box below. So on my channel, in this video, we'll be taking a look at what draws him to your energy or appearance, your actions, habits, or gestures that make him feel seen or valued. How do you inspire or challenge him? And what is it about you that he secretly admires or brags about? That is right, I can't do this. Okay, so let's begin. What is it about your energy or appearance that draws him in? So for that, we have intimacy. We have chivalry, Three of Pentacles, and the Fool. This guy is crazy about you, to say the least. Group 2. With the first card over here being intimacy, there literally is nothing about the way that you look that he does not like. In fact, he fantasizes about being intimate with you, he fantasizes about having sex with you, all those things. Anything and everything that you can think of. He has wet dreams about you. That's how much he likes the way that you look. I don't know whether you guys have gotten intimate already or not. If you haven't, he cannot stop imagining what that would be like. And if you have, he cannot stop thinking about it. He loves your face. I feel like you have a very symmetrical face. You're not one of those people who are like, I'll only take pictures because my left profile is good or because my right profile is good. Every profile of yours is equally amazing. So you have a very symmetrical face. Your jawline might be really sharp, like you can slice apples out of that thing or whatever it is. He really likes that. I feel like there's something about your eyes wherein, how do I put this? The hood of your eyes, and I know this is crazy specific, but there's something about the hood of your eyes that is coming across, which makes your eyes very different. Take that how it resonates again, because I can literally think about so many different like geographical variations right now. Like the more you move around, people's physical features keep changing, so of course you would know best, but your eyes are different than the general population of wherever you live, and they like that about you. It draws them towards you. When he thinks about you, it's like he wants to pamper you, he wants to take care of you, he wants to wine you and dine you. He wants to do all that for you. He wants to give you that queen treatment, that princess treatment. He wants to make you feel special. So if he shows up at your door with a bouquet, if he plans surprise dates for you, I won't be surprised, because that's how much he's into this whole thing. If you are somebody who tucks flowers behind your ears, he really likes that. In fact, he might not have seen a lot of people do it other than, of course, in movies or in pictures online. So when he saw somebody do it for real in front of him, he was a goner at that point. It's almost as if his face automatically breaks out into a smile when he's looking at you, and he can't help it. It's such a mechanical, kind of a mechanical response, but very heartfelt, very true. Kind of like a knee jerk reaction, actually, I would say. He looks at you and his face lights up. His face breaks out into a smile. He's grinning from ear to ear. In fact, what's interesting is that when he looks at you, he is the one who starts blushing, because that's how attractive he finds you. So if he feels shy around you, if he keeps hovering around you, but really takes time to kind of warm up and say something, it's because of how shy he's feeling. And the reason why he's feeling shy is not because he's an introvert or anything, but because of how attractive he finds you. So of course it takes him some time to muster up the courage to come and talk to you. Your energy is very inviting, but at the same time it feels very exclusive. We have the energy of intimacy and the Three of Pentacles over here. So not everybody gets that direct access to you. I don't think he's ever seen you talk to more than 3-4 people tops. So he knows you bring that exclusive energy to you, and that draws you in. Like there are so many people who would do anything to be a part of your inner circle, but you do not make yourself that easily accessible to just about anyone. But you have with him, you have made that exception for him, and he is beyond grateful for that. He loves that. He loves the fact that he does not have to wait in a queue to talk to you. He can just come and strike up a conversation with you. There is this carefree energy as well to you, wherein you don't really care what someone thinks about you, you don't really care what anybody says about you, you just do your own thing. As long as those who matter to you are happy, unbothered, couldn't care less, you're good. You'll go for whatever it is that you want. And this aspect of your energy, I feel he finds very infectious. And of course, it's one of the things that draws him in. Like, who is this person? Who is this person who dares to do whatever it is that she wants to, who absolutely couldn't care less about what other people around her are saying, who doesn't care whether people think of her as a pushover or think of her as being very bitchy. It just does not matter to her. She will still go ahead and do her own thing. So that pulls him in. In fact, with the Three of Pentacles over here, you know how when we start liking something or someone too much, we can't shut up about them? With the Three of Pentacles over here, I can tell you that this man cannot shut up about you, group 2. He talks about you with his friends, with his close people, siblings, cousins, whoever it is, a lot. I feel like he finds excuses to hold you, to touch you, to hold your hands, to find, or he tries to create opportunities wherein it would just be you and him and nobody else. He does not like that third party interference. And when I say third party, I don't mean it in a romantic way or anything. Just that when he's with you, he does not like it if there are other people in the room also. So he really values those one-on-one moments or one-on-one conversations with you. Okay, now let's see what actions, habits, or gestures of yours make him feel seen or valued. So for that, we have perfection, impasse, the hermit, and the chariot. So I'm getting a couple of different messages from this. The first thing that I found very sweet actually is just like how this person cannot stop dreaming about you, cannot stop fantasizing about you because they think you're perfect, they like everything about you, the way that you look and all. I think it's the same thing on your end also. When you look at them, they can tell that you like what you see, and it makes them feel very valued, it makes them feel very validated. I can tell you from now itself, group 2, that this person makes special effort or extra effort to look tidy for you, to look clean for you. He may not take a shower otherwise, but when he knows he has to meet you, he'll come drenched in his cologne, he'll take a shower, anything else and everything else. He'll be very prim and proper for you. He will put in the effort to make himself very presentable for you. And you like what you see. And he knows you like what you see. There's something about your eyes glistening when your eyes meet his that give him that validation that, yeah, it wasn't all for nothing. She likes what she's seeing. And it makes him feel appreciated. And why is that? Because like I said earlier when I was channeling over here, that there is a sense of exclusivity to you. There are a lot of people who want to come closer to you. But you are making yourself accessible only to him. And so it makes him feel special, of course. It makes him feel valued. It makes him feel like, oh, she must have definitely seen something in me. Otherwise, why would a person like her, whom everyone's after, make time for me? That's another thing. You make time for this person. You don't take out time for them. It's very different. You make time for them, which they really appreciate. You are someone who is very strict with her boundaries, group 2. Like, you're super strict with your boundaries. You do not make any exceptions to this. But it's almost as if when it comes to him, there are no rules. And I'm not saying that you become suddenly like a pushover when it comes to him. No, it's just that someone like you, who's difficult to talk to, who has her guards up, you go all in when you're with him. You guys, you cannot stop talking to each other. Minutes feel like seconds. You know the drill. And so that makes him feel very valued. One more thing. When he's talking or when he's around you, he is the center of your attention. I'm not seeing you towing behind him in everything or everywhere, but it's like when you guys are together, you'd rather just be with him in that moment. Then you don't want to hang out with anybody else and you don't want to talk to anybody else. You want to make the most of that intimate moment, that one-on-one time that you're getting with him. And so that makes him feel very valued. And again, this contrast over here in itself with the hermit and the chariot. One more thing. With him, you're a yapper. All right, you cannot shut up. You keep on talking endlessly about anything and everything under the sun. But with others, you're a bit more reserved. And he can notice that fluctuation in your personality. He can notice that you open up more when you're with him. And so, of course, that makes him feel very valued as well. Okay, now let's see, how do you inspire or challenge him? So, for that, we have happiness, change, two of wands, and the three of swords. He definitely finds you very inspiring, group 2. Here's the thing, you're not the kind of person who just sits around and keeps sulking about, oh, my life could have been this and my life could have been that. You actually, have you guys heard that quote or read that quote? Nothing changes until nothing changes, or something like that, right? Anyway, and so you've actually implemented that in your life, maybe not just once, but many times, maybe even over and over and over again. You take charge of your happiness. I can see the spin wheel over here. You guys are very connected to your inner child. The other women that he's been with or spoken to or ever interacted with, I think this is also one of those things that really sets you apart from them, because you still have that touch with your inner child that you've kept alive. It's kind of like an evergreen bond that you have with your inner child. You prioritize your happiness. Whenever you understand, you reflect upon the situation and you feel like it's time to make some changes, then you go ahead and do it. You don't flinch. With the three of swords over here, you would rather embrace your pain, learn from your mistakes, and then make the necessary changes than just keep on wallowing in your pain. And he finds this very inspiring about you. It is challenging. This thing that you do, it's very challenging. Not a lot of people can do it. Most people cannot really push past this stage in their healing journey because they keep on replaying about the situations that unfolded. Why did this happen? But what if? Making excuses for the other person, and so on and so forth, and what have you. But you don't do that. You actually sit with your emotions. You like to feel everything. You do not have a numbing or a detached approach towards these things. I think it triggers him at times. It triggers him how boldly, how bravely, and how evidently easily, or apparently easily, you make it look, the whole journey of switching from pain to pain to happiness. And it inspires him to get out, to move, and to make certain changes in his own life, to let go of certain connections in his own life. With the two of wands and the three of swords, I don't think you've ever encouraged him to not to talk to someone. But yes, you might have definitely given him a different perspective that somehow helped him to turn his life around. And so automatically that sets you apart from the rest, because nobody ever cared that deeply enough. Nobody ever bothered that much to understand what was going on with him. You helped him, like I said, get a different perspective. Indirectly, you inspired him with your own healing journey. And so here he is today, hopefully, from what I can see in the cards, doing much, much better than he was when you guys first met each other. So the kind of courage that it takes, the kind of resilience that it takes to just grab the bull by the horns and go for it, that is what he's learned from you. Okay, now let's see, what is it about you that he secretly admires or brags about. So for that we have building blocks, truth be told, 10 of pentacles, and the 9 of wands. Some of you might have felt drawn towards group 1 as well, or if you want to check it out, you can. Okay, he brags about you a lot, that is for sure, over here with truth be told and the 10 of pentacles. He mostly brags about you in front of his closest friends, closest family members. If he has any siblings, then in front of his siblings for sure. And honestly, he's not even exaggerating, because we have truth be told over here. So it can seem like he's bragging about you, but every one of those details is in fact true. You have done those things. You are like that. You do those things. You say those things. It makes you special. It makes you stand out. What he secretly admires about you over here, I would say, is is the kind of meticulous approach you have towards building your future. You don't do anything just for the sake of doing it. You actually invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of care, a lot of attention into it. Just like how perhaps you are with your connection with him. You're very attentive towards it. It's not like you're not taking it seriously. If anything, you are taking it very seriously, and he appreciates it about you. He admires that about you because perhaps in the past, with the Nine of Wands over here, he was the one who had to do everything. He was the one who was shouldering entire connections in the past. But now he's got someone who can kind of share that responsibility with him. I won't say burden, I would say like share that responsibility with him. So he really admires that about you. Also, the fact that you never lie. Even if the truth is difficult, you still choose to speak the truth. Not even white lies. I just heard this. Not even white lies, group 2. You don't even tell white lies. And so that is another thing that he really admires about you, because sometimes situations can be a bit tricky and it's not easy, or I would say rather that lying would be the easier way out. Yet you choose to tell the truth. And that shows the strength of your character, which he finds very admirable. I do feel over here, with truth be told and Ten of Pentacles, that he has spoken to his parents about you. He has told them that he's finally met someone or found someone whom he knows for a fact is very different from anything and anyone that he's ever been with before. There's just something about her, is what I just heard. And I think every conversation about you begins with there's just something about her. You don't give up without a fight. You fight for every cause that you believe in. You speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. So you might be a volunteer for wildlife, animal welfare, nature. You might be an environmentalist. You might do a lot for plants and animals in general. Like I said, you speak up for those who cannot really speak for themselves. And so that's another thing about you that he really admires. The goodness of your character, I would say, is something that he really brags about. Like how he got that lucky, how he found someone who's so honest, who's so transparent, who has so much integrity, that he's the one who got lucky. Alright, group 2. So these are all the messages that I have for you on my channel for an in-depth inner analysis of this connection, or what sets you apart in the eyes of this person from other women. Make sure to check out Scorpio Tarot's video, the link to which you will find in the description box. If you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 3, if you guys chose the third image in this video on my channel, we will find out what draws him to your energy or appearance, your actions, habits or gestures that make him feel seen or valued, how do you inspire or challenge him, and what he secretly admires or brags about you. Because on my channel, we're taking a look basically at the outer or external aspects of what sets you apart from other women in his eyes. To find out the internal aspects of the whole thing, you should check out Scorpio Tarot's video. We're making this video in collaboration, and the link to her video is in the description box. Okay, so let's begin. What is it about your energy or your appearance that draws him in? So for that, we have connection as your first card. We've got resolving conflict, and from the tarot cards we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. When I see the connection card over here, the first thing that I hear is siren. Like how sailors, what happens to them when they listen to the song of a siren? I feel like that is the effect that you have on this guy, on your mind, group 3. That is what sets you apart from other women, because, okay, I'll explain using an example. Let's say that there's a party. There are a lot of people in that party, but he only has eyes for you. You're the only one he's looking at. He's absolutely enchanted by the way you've made your hair, the dress that you're wearing, your cocktail dress or whatever it is. And there might be a lot of other girls in that party too. Maybe they're walking up to him. Maybe they're asking him for a dance. He's not even paying them any attention because he's just so bloody fixated on what's in front of him, which is you. And so eventually he gathers the guts to walk up to you and to ask you for a dance. And then for the rest of the evening, it is just you, just him. All that noise, all the other people, everything just seems to fade in the background. Or at least that is the effect that your presence, that your touch, that your embrace has on him. Your voice is like melody to his ears. He can hear you yap for hours endlessly and he'll never ask you to shut up. He'll never say, okay, okay, enough, I get it, okay, stop talking. He'll never ever ask you to stop talking because he likes to listen to you. There is so much sensitivity and there's so much warmth that you radiate, almost as if he cannot help but be in good spirits when he's around you, because without even trying, you cheer up his mood. And I don't think that this is something that he has experienced in the past, because with the Ten of Wands over here, I feel like in the past he has been in connections where his partners, the other women, they did not really understand him emotionally. They did not understand his emotional needs. They did not cater to his emotional needs. And there was a lot of unmet needs that he was just walking around with from one connection to the next. And that is until he came in contact with you. It's almost as if he did not even have to say anything. You just understood. Your energy just felt so inviting. And again, I'm not implying group 3 that you're the kind of person who attracts wounded people in. I know like how it is a real thing with a lot of women, but not with this guy. I don't think he's necessarily wounded, but yes, I do feel like he's someone who was emotionally never understood by anyone, and you made him feel seen and heard in that aspect. Your energy did wonders for him. And so, of course, and I think when I see the flame of love over here, this could have been one of the first things about you that attracted him towards you. The fact that you are such a kind soul. Now, I also just heard kindred spirits. I don't know whether he is aware of what kindred spirits are or not, but I do feel like you and this man are kindred spirits. He loves your frame, and so of course this can mean different things to different people. You're very huggable is what I just heard, so that's something that he really likes. When he hugs you, it feels so good, it feels so warm. Like I said, it just uplifts his spirits, so he likes that. Any and every excuse that he can get to just squeeze a hug out of you, this guy's going to do that. I can see that over here. If you have long legs, he really likes that. If you have short legs, also doesn't matter. He just likes your legs. He loves your legs. He thinks they're very sexy. Sometimes when you're just sitting and brooding over something, or you're just sitting and wondering about something, the way that you look when you are kind of lost in your thoughts, that expression on your face is something that he finds very sexy, something that he finds very irresistible. If you have golden or brown colored locks that fall on your face, does not matter whether you've got short hair or long hair, your hair in general, especially if they have good volume, he really likes that. I feel like you have a really either a round face or an oval face, and you might be one of those people who don't really like to wear makeup, and so you either you have a like a no makeup look, or whatever it is, it's just very minimal, but he finds your face very attractive. So it's not like if you will wear makeup, he'll find you less attractive. It's just that however it is that you naturally keep yourself, whatever your go-to essentials are, makeup, no makeup, whatever it is, so he likes whatever it is that you do to your face. He particularly likes it when you are dressed in pink, and any shades of red or pink that you apply as a lipstick or a lip gloss or a lip tint, he really likes that as well. There is this energy that you bring in the room with you, wherein you turn the whole vibe of the room around. You know, like how sometimes you enter a place and the atmosphere, the energy, it's just very dull, very gloomy. And then there are some people who walk in and suddenly it's just sunshines and rainbows. That is literally the effect that you have the minute you walk inside a room. And so that effect that you have on the energy of a place as well as the energy of a person is what draws him towards you. Okay, now let's see what actions, habits, or gestures of yours make him feel seen or valued. So, for that, we have connection, sorry, we have impatience, completion, Four of Swords, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, I feel like one of the primary ways in which he feels valued by you is the impatience that you show towards when are you going to see him next? When are you going to talk to him next? When are you going to get one on one time with him next? And the best part is, it's not even clingy, it's not even desperate. It just shows how much you want to be with him, how much you value him, how much you cannot resist him. And so, of course, that makes him feel very seen and very valued. There's always this lingering energy of sadness whenever it's time to say your goodbyes. For example, let's say if you guys are living in different countries or different cities, or you guys have grabbed breakfast together and then he has to go to his office, you have to go to your office, whatever the case might be, however this plays out in your personal lives. When it's time to leave, when it's time to get separated like that, your face, it kind of dulls down a little bit, and he notices that, and my energy just dipped. So of course he does not like it when that happens with you. But that in itself is a testament of how special he is to you, that even if you have to not see him for the next 5 6 hours, it takes a toll on you. You do not like to say goodbye to him. And I mean, imagine how much must he mean to you if that is the effect that it has on you. And he gets that, he appreciates that. It makes him feel so cherished and so valued by you. One more thing, ever since you guys have come in each other's lives, I don't think group 2 you have so much as even interacted with any other man, particularly online. Your DMs might always be on fire, but either you never responded to them, or you especially do not respond to them now that you have him in your life. And he knows that there are a lot of people who try to slide into your DMs. He knows that there are a lot of other guys who try to strike up a conversation with you. But the fact that you do not pay them any attention because you're so busy being with him or wanting to be with him, that makes him feel very valued. One more thing, you remember little things about him, things that he might feel are very insignificant, things that he told you in passing. He never could have imagined that you would actually remember those things about him. What was the name of his best friend in second grade? What would he always bring for lunch? His mom's favorite color. I don't know. It can be anything which he thinks is an insignificant detail, but you remember those little things about him, and you have this beautiful way of bringing those things into a conversation that makes him feel very seen and valued. So, for example's sake, let's say that the first time you guys had spoken with each other, in passing, he had told you about a particular allergy that he has. And then when the first time you guys went out on a date, or you guys went to grab a meal together, whatever the case might have been, he accidentally, let's say, ordered something that had that particular ingredient in it. And immediately you were like, no, 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 how can you order that? It has peanuts or whatever else. And so he honestly did not think that you would remember that about him, but you did. And you also expressed concern. So that made him feel very valued. Okay, now let's see, how do you inspire or challenge him? So the cards that came out for it are imagination, then we have trust, the Two of Swords, and we have the Nine of Cups. I can already see that when you guys first crossed paths, this connection could have been triggering for him. You could have initially triggered this guy a lot. And to an extent that I would say it was one of the things that really set you apart from the other women that were in his life up until that time. Because with those other women, honestly, he couldn't care less. But with you, it's like he was confronted to face, or it was a necessary prerequisite almost to just face those demons. He had to confront those fears or those triggers in order for this connection to move forward. It's just something he had to do, and I feel like he did. Now, what are those triggers? As we've seen in the first spread, his emotional experiences in the past might not have been super great. And so it's highly likely that when you came in his life, his trust issues could have been triggered. He could have thought that he was just maybe reading too hard between the lines. He was reading too much into the situation. You were too good to be true. It was all just in his head. Because how is it possible that someone like you is being so nice to someone like him? Whatever it is that he thinks of himself. But it was eventually through your consistent actions, your efforts, your energy, your empathy, your love, your care, your attention towards him, that he realized that no, I wasn't imagining all this. She really is into me. I finally do have everything that I'd ever dreamt of having. And so there is absolutely no point in me sitting over here and second guessing this. This is my reality. This is the reality that I had prayed for, and it's finally playing out. It's finally happening for me. But yes, initially, you could have triggered his trust issues. I'm not sure whether he kept a tab on you or not. Maybe with the Four of Swords over here and the Page of Swords, when he saw that you weren't really active on social media, or you weren't really bothering yourself too much with other guys, that could have, of course, had an effect on his trust issues. It could have made him feel like he was worrying over nothing. But yeah, that is one of the ways in which you triggered him. How did this inspire him? How did this challenge him? Because on your end, it's not like this. Like, on your end, you couldn't care less whom he's with, whom is he talking to. Why? Because you have that faith. You move with that faith. You move with that trust. And so you don't doubt him. You don't ask him questions. And so that in itself helps him to deal with his trust issues to a great extent. Another thing that he finds very inspiring about you is, of course, your imagination. The way that your mind works, Group 3, it's very different from anybody else whom he's ever met with, any other woman whom he might have spoken with. It's quite possible, especially let's say on first dates, that he meets the same kind of women. But then when he had his first date with you, or when he had his first conversation with you, he was totally blown away, because how is she even thinking along those lines? Why did I never think of it this way? How is she so different? What is so special about her? I feel like it just kept him, or made him more and more intrigued about you and about how you function. Also, with imagination, trust, and the Nine of Cups over here, Group 3, you're the kind of person who really goes after what it is that she wants. I don't think you doubt even for a second that you can't do something. It's always a matter of how long is it going to take me to do this thing, but you never sit and question yourself about what if I fail. Again, you move with that faith, you move with that trust. And so he finds that very inspiring, because maybe he's one of those people who think 100 times, make 10 lists of pros and cons before beginning something. You, on the other hand, you just go for it, because you trust yourself, you trust your vision. And honestly, with the Nine of Cups over here, I don't think you stop until you have what it is that you were looking for. And so he finds that inspiring about you. It motivates him to also go after his dreams without worrying about the outcome. Okay, now let's see, what is it about you that he secretly admires or brags about? So for that, we have co-create, blessed, Queen of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. I feel like he brags about you being a heartbreaker without even realizing that you're a heartbreaker. Probably because he's seen the way your DMs are and everything. Or maybe there is in general a chatter around this about how Group 3 is very miserly with the chances that she gives guys. But you gave him a chance. You gave him a chance and he brags about it. That girl whom everybody thinks is a heartbreaker, she actually likes me. She agreed to go out with me a second time. That way. He definitely brags about your looks. He loves the way that you look. He thinks you're incredibly confident, you're incredibly sexy. Your confidence just makes you all the more sexy, is what he thinks. And so he really brags about that. When I see the sunflower over here, it's almost as if just looking at you, and I don't mean this in a crazy way, but yeah, just looking at you makes him very, very excited, very happy to embrace you, to be with you, to spend cozy time with you. And so he brags about that. He's not the kind of guy who would kiss and tell. I'm not seeing that over here. But yes, just the fact that he has such a beautiful, hot, pretty, however it is that people generally describe you, group 3, by his side, he brags about that for sure. He says, or he tells people, that he is very lucky that someone like you chose him. And why does he keep on saying someone like him? It's because over here, with the energy of co-create, he definitely sees you as being above him. In fact, he sees you as someone who's totally out of his league, and yet you agree to go out with him, yet you look in his direction, yet you talk to him, yet you shower him with your empathetic, warm energy. So, of course, he brags about that. And with the Ten of Swords over here, I can already see that when people found out about the both of you, or when people found out that you guys are getting closer to each other, hearts did break for sure. Maybe women's hearts too, but over here I'm mostly getting the energy of men's hearts breaking when they found out that you finally have someone in your life, or that you are finally getting close to someone in your life. Maybe one or both of you keeps soft launching the other on your social media, and so each time there is a soft launch that happens, guys are like, oh, she won't even talk to us, she won't even reply to our DMs, and then here she is soft launching someone. Some lucky bastard he is. And I feel like he knows he is. And so he knows how blessed he is to be liked by you, to be, how do I say this? Like the object of your affection, of your attention. He likes that. He brags about it. He secretly admires your confidence. He secretly admires this spirit within you of never giving up. You also have a lot of gratitude. You do not take any of your blessings, big or small, lightly. He has literally never seen you sit and crib about what you don't have. If at all, he's only seen you sit and show or express gratitude for all that you do have. And so that inspires him. That is something that he admires about you. Maybe he does not say it to your face, but it definitely makes him wonder what are some of his blessings, maybe, that he's not taking as seriously or being as grateful for as he should. Plus, the fact that even though you're so sought after, you're very good looking, confident, sexy, and all of that, and people have kind of deemed you as a heartbreaker and all, despite that, it's not like you're arrogant. It's not like you have an attitude problem or you think of yourself as better than anybody else. You don't have that queen bee syndrome about you. And so that's another thing that he really admires. In fact, it's quite possible when he talks about you, one of the first things perhaps that people ask him is that, does she have an attitude problem? Because we've heard that she can be bitchy, she can be this, and she can be that. And he immediately quashes all those rumors and he tells them that no, she's actually very grounded. She's very easy to talk to. But again, it's him who's one of those few people who have access to that side of yours. So for that, he feels very lucky. And he talks about it. Kind of like David Beckham posting pictures of Victoria where she's actually smiling, and then he says, look guys, she can smile, but it's just that she only smiles for him. And so that's what makes it all the more special. All right, group 3. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now to find the inner aspects of this connection, what sets you apart from other women in his eyes. Make sure to check out Scorpio Tarot's video, which is linked in the description box. If you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.